Hey yo, welcome back to the show. We got Chili DeCastro again. He's driving around. He just decided to do a little bit of a live stream. So let's check it out.
I'm going to go over it. But the reason why you guys don't get to record your court hearings is so that they can cheat you. There it is. The reason you don't get to make videos of your court hearings is so that they can cheat you. That's what's going on. Oh, shocker. How come you can't record your hearing? Because they want to cheat you. And they don't want any record that you have of it. They'll give you the records that the stenographer gives. And by the way, the stenographer works for that judge all the time. And he says, hey, can you just take that off the record? Sure, you bet, Your Honor. You're going to get the records. Someday you're going to get the records. You got to pay us, though. You know, we charged you with a crime. We found you guilty of a crime. And now if you want to hear about that, about your court proceeding, you need to pay for that. Wait a minute. Who pays for the court? We do. Who pays the judge's salary? We do. The bailiff? We do. The building? We do. Okay. So the stenographer that comes in there, then she works for us, right? No, she owns the records. She's her own person. She owns your court transcripts. You can't publish them without her copywritten permission. That's what we're looking at. We are living in a completely busted, broken system. This system is broken times 1,000. You know, I'll tell you what, my sister moved away. Do you know that? And she told me, Jose, pack your shit. Move away from America. It's a sinking ship. Get out of there. And I said, no, I'm not leaving. She moved away. She moved out of the country. My family is all highly intelligent individual people. Every person in my family is highly intelligent and extremely individualistic.
Or maybe she was like, Chili, move out of the country. And then, you didn't do it. So she's like, well, Chili, I moved out of the country, so don't bother looking for me anywhere. It was like, okay, cool. She's probably hiding from you, Chili.
My sister moved away. You have to pay the court for your criminal court hearing. You have to pay them for the transcripts for them charging you with crimes. Just put that into perspective. Well, why would you have to do that? Well, so that you can't get them or they can alter them. Why can't you simply record it with your iPhone or your Android? We all have a recording device now. Why can't we just put our phone right there on the witness stand or right there, put a central speaker system that we can slide our phone into, and then we don't need it. And then we can transcribe them ourselves and give it to the judge under penalty of perjury that the words are correct that we heard here, and we can even put inaudible. We didn't understand that there. But then you don't. Oh shit! I'm hydroplaning. I had to take it off cruise control.
Well, that was almost it. That was almost his first car accident on live video.
So, but you're not allowed to record that. And just anybody, press a number 1 if you think that's so they can cheat you, or a number 2 just so the court can make money. Press a number 1 if you can't record your hearing so they can cheat you, or press a number 2 if it's so the court can make money. So I guess we're going to end up with a 3. You don't get to record your hearing so that no one can see what the judge actually did, because as you guys know, communications, 90% is nonverbal. 90% is nonverbal. So that means you don't get to see how the judge Mr. DeCastro, ask your question. You don't get the actual way he behaved in court. All you get on the transcripts is it says, Mr. DeCastro, ask your question. You don't get to see the actual behavior by that human being who's flawed. That very well could cheat you and ruin your life because he doesn't like you. He doesn't like you because you're more alpha than he is. He doesn't like you because your ears are pierced and tattooed. He doesn't like you because you're a white person, and he doesn't like white people. Doesn't matter what race he is. He doesn't like white people. Oh, that's never happened to you? Oh, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. Is it a coincidence the last 2 black guys we've seen held down and shot in the back of the head? Is it a coincidence? Can you imagine just for a moment, just for one quick moment, a little momentico right here, if you would, please. Everybody just jump into my little momentico. Everybody get right into a little momentico together right here. Here's a little momentico for everybody. Can you imagine how many times people were held down and shot in the back of the head before there were cameras everywhere that we never heard about, and all we heard was that a struggle ensued, the gun went off, and he had the back of his head blown off? Can you imagine how many times? How many times? More than 1,000 or less than 1,000 in just the 1990s? More than 1,000 or less than 1,000 in just the 90s? Do you think there was more than 1,000 people executed through the 90s or less than 1,000? Press a 1 for more and 2 for less, or maybe 1 for less, 2 for more. How many people you think were executed in the 80s? How many people do you think the cops held them down to the concrete, pushed their chin to the ground, and then when they fought back, they just got shot right in the back of the head? How many cops you think did that to people through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and the 60s? You know, there's a story, I'm not going to remember her name, of course, because I'm a human being and I don't remember every single piece of data that I read. But there was a woman in New Jersey. She lives in Cuba now. And this woman in New Jersey, someone will put her name in here. She in the early or the late 60s, somewhere in the 60s, they got pulled over in New Jersey, and they executed those 2 cops. They did. No, they did it. They actually did it. They killed the cops. They did. So then what I did was, I can't remember her name. She's now in Cuba. She's hidden somewhere deep in Cuba, and Cuba won't give her back to the United States. She defected to Cuba. You know how old she was when she defected? She was 21 years old. She was 21. So then I watch a lot of Jordan Peterson. Do you guys watch a lot of Jordan Peterson? I watch a lot of Jordan Peterson. And so I learned this thing, that on the spectrum of men and women, right, you're going to get more crazy men on the end of the crazy spectrum. You have less crazy women, but you also have more rational men on the end of the rational spectrum, and you'll have so that's the dichotomy, right? And so that's the actual how it works out. And so when you get to aggressive women, you have women who are extraordinarily aggressive at this end of the spectrum, but there's not a lot of them. There's only a few. There really is. As far as like being dangerous and being physical and being violent, on that spectrum, it's mostly men. It's mostly men who are going to do the violence and are going to be physically aggressive and things like that. And so then I started to do the research on her when she ran off to Cuba after they killed that Jersey cop. And I said, well, what makes a free woman in America who's 21 execute a cop? What makes her do that? She's just one of those people on the spectrum that's completely crazy, or the same executions that we're finally seeing because of the cameras today, she witnessed her friends and her family be executed by these filthy pigs. Is that a possibility? Could that be that? I mean, could it be that? Could it be that she saw so much execution, so much murder, that a free 21-year-old woman in America, regardless of color of skin, ambushed a cop, executed him, and murdered him, and she did it. She did it. She's guilty of it. They killed him. They killed the cop. I think it might have been 2 Jersey cops. This is in the 60s. This is a big civil rights case. I'm incensed, and so my brain, in an emotional state, sometimes doesn't work as well as I wish it would do.
No. I help people. You know what I mean? I'm a
Philanthropist?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It gets blocked up in my mouth. I don't say it no good. So.
She then left America and went to Cuba. And when I read her story, that's what made me, that's where the question started to begin. You know, what had she seen in her? Because just so you know, you guys know I'm a hardcore mother, right? I am hardcore, you know, I just am, right? But I'm not a killer. I'm not killing anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not running around beating people in the head. I'm not playing the knockout punch game, walking up behind someone and knocking them out, you know.
I think we should check on this guy's sister, man. Maybe she didn't leave the country. I mean, he just threw in that, I'm not a killer, kind of shit out of nowhere. So,
do some amazing damage to me. Hey, Chad, just so you know, I fought hundreds of guys your size, and so far I still look the same. So, there's that. There's that. There's that, buddy. There's that. There's that. There's that. We shall see how you do. So, anyway, the point is, though, so what makes a 21-year-old free woman in America execute someone who's a cop? Well, how much abuse had she seen? How many people had she seen murdered? Did she watch rapes? Did she have to watch them? Did she have to witness the rapes in the streets? What about those torture cuffs we talk about now where they do the double lock thing? But in the 60s, do they still do the same things, or do they just lock you in those torture cuffs? Was she put in torture cuffs for hours on end at a time at one point in her life? Was her mother, her brother? Was anybody that she cared about? Did she witness that? Did she witness it? Did she witness it? Did she?
wait, is he trying to justify that person's actions? Them shooting a cop? He's trying to say, what, that's okay or something? He's like, oh, it's justified. It's justified murder. She had to see people put in handcuffs.
It's a fair question. These are fair questions. Because, listen, what makes someone hardcore enough to murder? What makes someone hardcore enough to kill? It's a fair question. These are fair questions. Because, listen, what makes someone hardcore enough to murder? What makes someone hardcore enough to kill? What is that? Because, listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to kill anybody, man. I don't want to kill. It doesn't interest me. The idea of having to deal with the remembrance and the remembrance of the ghost that I created out of another human being who was alive. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to even have nightmares like that. This is why the troops come home from Iraq and Afghanistan and Africa, and where we send our young people all over the world to murder people. And then when they come back, they made a deal with the devil. They'll get the college money, but they just got to murder people they don't know. And then what happens is they come back, and after they murder those people in Africa who they figured they were never going to see again anyway, they didn't know them. And then they come back, but then the ghosts of those people haunt them. And people say it's PTSD. I'm going to go a little bit spiritual on you here. I think it's the ghosts of those people that you murdered who are haunting you.
Actually, if you die in a pointless war where you're like, I didn't want to go fight in the first place, you're not just going to give up your whole afterlife just to go haunt the person that killed you in that fucking stupid war. Even though it's just a random ass soldier that killed you because you guys were at war. You're not gonna go haunt them for the rest of our lives and be like, ooh, this is what you get for doing what I was doing by being better at it than me. Ooh.
Because when I smoked that DMT, man, I saw my grandma, I saw my uncles, I saw people who were dead that connected to me, and this is what brought my belief in God. I think when you murder someone else, I think that their soul haunts you forever. That's what I think. And I don't know, man. How do I know? I'm just a dude, right? But I'm just telling you, those troops, those young people who are trained through basic military training to go out there and kill, shoot, kill, unload your clip, empty your magazine. And you wonder why you can't get people to sign up to be a pig today. They're still teaching them to empty your clip. They're not coming up with net guns using drones. They're not coming up with poppers to pop people instead of actually hitting them with a stick. They still have those long, narrow sticks that hurt, that are meant to crack your shins and to crack your elbows and to break your forearms. We have weapons for police that are meant to maim and hurt you. And you wonder why 2 out of 5 cops beat their wives and can't get it up. Are you one of those cops? You can't get it up? Can't get it up, bro? You know why? It's because you get off on sadism. You're doing the devil's work. You're working with the devil. You and the devil are hand in hand. And when you meet God at your final judgment day, can you actually get forgiveness then? Or must you get redemption in this life? Because what you're doing is you are the degradation, you are the fear, you are the downgrading, you are the dismay. You are the fear. You are the darkness in the night. That's what you are. That's what you are.
But you know how you could fix all that? Buy my $5 indestructible trifode. And I will believe you're the best person in the world. How could you not be? You gave me $5. You must be God himself. At least I'll treat you that way for a little bit of money.
That's what you are. Did you just see the YouTube video where one cop held down the guy and then he shot him in the back of the head? He attacked him? Okay, that's what you are. That's the group you're a part of. You're part of that group. You're part of that group. That's what you are, bro. All you cops that I said, hey man, can't you figure out something else to do? Can you resign? Is there any other skill you can do? Every cop I ever talked to, maybe now this is your wake up call. This is your wake up call. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time for you to retire. You just saw one cop murder a guy, holding him down, blowing the back of his brains out. And now you're going to listen to the Fraternal Order of Police come up with every excuse in the world why that pig should have murdered Roderick Brooks. And people are like, oh man, you went off and you were going off on your... I'm getting pissed. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. I'm furious. That's so hard to understand. I'm fucking pissed. You didn't even have to touch him. You didn't even have to touch him. The guy stopped. He could have stopped back, held out his camera and said, you're on film, man. What are you going to do? You're on film. What are you going to do? Why didn't he do that? Because just so you know, that pig who murdered him has a dozen complaints for use of force. That pig has got dozens of complaints. That pig was supposed to be, just so you know, the pig who murdered Roderick Brooks, he was supposed to be on the disciplinary reserve roll. He was supposed to be in a diminished capacity. You just saw him hold him down and murder.
Alright, I just watched that video. I only watched the part where the shooting happened. I didn't watch the lead up to it or whatever. It wasn't a very long video. The guy stole something. The cop seemed to chase him. I think he tased him. He kept kind of like pushing his head into the cement. And I don't know why he didn't holster his gun and wrestle his frickin', taser back with two hands or something. Or just punch that guy once and then go for your fucking taser, Hit him, distract him, go for your taser, control your taser again. And then, fucking go from there. But, yeah, I mean, whatever happened, so now it'll be up to the courts to decide whatever that cop's fate is. And that shit's way, way beyond my expertise of, basic bullshit. That one definitely they're gonna need to have a jury and examine everything. It's going to be hard for him to punish the cop when the guy reached for it and he told him he was going to shoot him. It's like, and then the guy's response was like, shoot me. So it's like, I don't know. Sucks. Anyway, we'll hear Chili rap a little bit to cheer us up before we're out here. See ya.
He murdered! Murder! Murder is the case that they gave me. Murder! Murder, murder, murder. Murderer, murderer. You make me sick, I wanna puke. People are like, oh man, you were so mad on your live. You made such an ass of yourself. Why aren't you making an ass of yourself then? Why aren't you doing more? Why are you throwing peanuts from the God-blessed peanut gallery? Get off your seat, grab your microphone, and start talking. You had enough wherewithal to create a troll account, fake profile, fake name, fake everything, to go troll somebody. Great. Do you have enough wherewithal to create another troll account that says, you know what? You're right, man. That was murder. That was murder. How many times can we get in the comment section? That was murder. You murdered him. You murdered him. You filthy fucking pig. You murdered him. I don't know Roderick Brooks. I can't stick up for the man as far as what he is as a human being. I can stick up for him that he was a human being who deserved life and deserved dignity. And who cares? If he doesn't have the common self-respect for him, enough self-respect for himself to not act like a complete and total buffoon. But that does not mean you should chase him down, and then when he stops running, hey guys, get your indestructible trifold. Get your indestructible trifold. Make sure you guys have your trifold. It's right on the website now. You can just open up the website and it's right there, indestructible trifold. You can get that indestructible trifold. Just go to the website. Let me kind of change the subject here. I'm getting choked up. I'm getting pissed off. It's like indestructible trifold's right fucking here. Right.
Well, damn, Chili, you reeled me back in. I guess another minute or two. Let's see where he's going with this.
Just, you should have it. You always have it right there. Make sure you guys, if you don't have, if your brother, sister, cousin, or lover doesn't have one, not only do they need to have one, I could use your support right now. So buy another one of these and send it to your cousin, your brother, your best friend, your lover. Send this off. Charlie Bear, Charlie Bear. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come on, baby. Come here, baby. Where's my kisses at? Where's my kisses? Where's my kisses? Where's my kisses? Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, Charlie. Yeah. 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 So I'm a little triggered. I could feel the voice cracking, you know. You know, you gotta laugh at yourself, right? You gotta laugh at yourself. You know, and for anybody who's not, thanks for the super chats. I didn't see them come. Thank you. Oh, Marcus is in the room, everybody. KNRW Radio. Marcus is here. Beth, is that you? Melanie, good to see you. Thomas, good to see you guys. Greg, don't talk to pigs. Jeff hates pigs. Don't talk to 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 pigs. So don't talk to pigs. Charlie, little bear. Charlie's a little bear. Whew. I'm just pissed off, you know, watching the guy get murdered, you know. Yeah, I kiss my dog all the time. I don't really care if people like it or not. Charlie, little bear. I don't really care. If you don't want to kiss your dog, you don't have to. I don't care if he licks his butt. I don't care what he does. I love my dog. I kiss my dog all the time. I love my dog. And when I'm feeling choked up and stuff, man, it's great. I'm pretty pissed off. I mean, could you imagine Roderick's family? You know, the guy's stealing laundry detergent, right? This is going to trigger me again. I can feel it. He's stealing laundry detergent. That's your cousin, your uncle, your brother, your son. That's your ex-boyfriend. That's your ex-husband. That's your current boyfriend, right? And he's stealing laundry detergent, right? That's how far reduced he is as a person. He's stealing his laundry detergent to wash his clothing. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's where he was in life. He was down to where he was stealing laundry detergent. Just think about that. I could turn on my camera and tell people, hey, I need help right now. I'm down. Can you guys pitch in? Can you help me out, right? I just did. I said, buy another trifold for your friend, right? Roderick didn't have anybody to turn to say, hey, man, will you buy me a $7.99 thing of Tide? No one. Right, little guy. Oh, little Charlie, little bear. No, you know, Roderick had.
Okay, do feel bad because it is sad to lose your life or your loved one over something so stupid. And, you know, he obviously was feeling so low where he's like, he probably just wanted to die. You know, maybe it was suicide by cop, or he's just like, I don't care, just fucking shoot me, you know? And it's like he's so low in the dumps, and that's a problem if you don't have a support system. Like, when my brother died, you know, I have another brother, and I have a sister, and I have a mother, you know, that I can turn to, and that was my support system. I also have my girlfriend, which was a big support too. So I mean, it's part of my support system. It's just, I don't know. If you don't have that, it's so easy to get overwhelmed, and end up digging yourself into deeper and deeper depths of despair and, always trying to find your new rock bottom. And also, if you're a druggie, your new high is tie until you die.
Like, he needed guidance, he needed help, he needed an education. I say it all the time, I'll say it again. John Locke said, show me how much character a man has, and I'll show you how much education he has. So instead of taking our time to educate that man, and to, instead of throwing him in a dungeon and punishing him, where we threw him into mandatory schooling, and you can't leave here till you pass this curriculum, we didn't do that. We just threw him away, and we allowed the cop to murder him. And now we're going to listen to the Fraternal Order of Police all say how, look, he had that taser in his hand. Well, you pushed him on the ground and attacked him, and you pushed his face down into the ground. So maybe it was you that did that. Maybe you caused that. Because I'll tell you what, Piggy, if you try to push my face in the concrete, it ain't happening, dog. It ain't happening. Good luck. Good luck. Come on,